Well, folks, it may not be my best hair day, but I have a feeling it may turn out to be a really nice buying day. So as you can see, it's kind of nasty and rainy out right now, but right now my spirits are high. The reason is I am waiting right now in my normal meat spot for local deals for what I think will be a really big deal. I have an ad on Craigslist. This is pretty important, and actually this deal has reminded me I really need to up my Facebook Marketplace ad game. But I have multiple ads on Craigslist right now saying, hey, I am buying this, one for action figures, one for like general electronics, one for video games. And I don't honestly get a ton of people reaching out to me about video games, but I did today. This woman reached out, or I think yesterday, shot me a text and said, hey, I've got a Switch Lite and some games to sell. And so I shot her a pretty strong offer on that. And was like, hey, do you have anything else? And she said, yes, I do. And then I shot her an offer on that. And she said, okay. I said, do you have anything else? She said, yeah, I actually do. Shot her an offer on that. And I think she is pulling up right now. So I will fill you guys in on everything later, but I'm excited about this deal. All right, so I'm back from the deal and here's what I got. Check out this haul. Absolutely insane. We've got 3 regular Switches, and Pooh happens to be riding one of them like a horsey. Then we've got 2 of these bundles. I actually didn't realize how rare these are. These are Mario Party Joy-Con bundles. We've got 6 loose games here, and some of these will be for the collection. A Switch Lite that I don't think is new, but it's like new. It's got the box and everything. Then 4 more Switch games here. All of the accessories and everything that the Switches normally come with, I also have. So the more extended story behind this stuff is I had that guy message me on Craigslist, or that woman, I'm not sure. It was a guy who ended up meeting me, maybe her husband, but messaged me saying he had the Switch Lite and some games. I gave him a good price on that. I think maybe like $250 for a few games and a Switch Lite, which was, you know, a pretty good deal. I think it was maybe 5 games. Strong offer. Then he said, hey, I've got these guys, and I thought they'd probably be worth around 100 or maybe a little bit more. Probably closer to 120. So offered him $50 a piece for these. He said, all right, that's cool. Then he says, hey, I also have a few regular Switches. Are you interested? And I was like, internally, heck yes, dude. You can't find those things anywhere. So I asked what version they were. He didn't know. I ended up offering about $265 a piece for them, which is pretty strong for used Switches under normal conditions. These have been going for well over $400 on Amazon a piece. And as I got there and was testing them, the only thing wrong was this pink Joy-Con here is actually not working. It's not powering on, not connecting or anything. So I will have to find a solution for that. All in, my offer on all this stuff, and actually the rest of the loose Switch games, which he hadn't brought up before, we ended up settling on $20 a piece for those, which is an incredible deal. All in, the deal ended up coming out to $1,260 based on my offer. I said, hey, we're doing a big bulk thing. Can you give me a bit of a discount? We ended up doing $1,100 flat for this deal. So I'm interested to hear what you guys think about that. I like to be pretty transparent about, what I am doing and everything. I believe, depending on how I do this, I think I should be able to make about $900 on this lot. This is about $2,000 worth of stuff after like shipping and fees and stuff, I believe. Part of the reason for that is that these Mario Party bundles are actually pretty rare. Normally they come with a green and yellow. I want to say maybe this is like a European version or something like that. There were a couple comps on eBay for over $150. The only ones listed on Amazon right now are at $300, which is obviously pretty high. I'm thinking about probably pricing them at like $250 or maybe $200 and seeing what happens with them. But either way, 50 bucks a pop on these is really good. As far as the other ones go, I'd love you guys' input on this as well. I'm thinking about actually going local on these, partly because the demand is just so high on them. And also, it's always just nice to be able to avoid shipping, avoid the possibility of returns on stuff like this. On higher dollar items like these, I really prefer when I can to just have cash in hand and be done with it. So here's my strategy that I'm thinking. So first order of business, Pooh, you got to get off that thing. That's not appropriate. Second of all of these and this are just going straight into the collection. So that is definitely, the profit is definitely going down, but the collection's got to take priority, guys. What can I say? Then with the rest of this, these I think are going to go straight onto Amazon. Not really much confliction there. Then with the rest of this, like I said, this is not working. So I'm debating, and I'd love you guys' input. Should I list this locally as well and just disclose that this guy is not working? Or should I part it out on eBay and Amazon? I think there are listings for individual Joy-Cons on Amazon, so I'd probably use the listing for the replacement Switch console and also for this single Joy-Con, and then throw this guy on eBay for parts. Or the other option is just to try to flip it locally and see what I could get. With these other two, I'm considering trying to lot them up, throwing them with like a Mario Party or a Smash Bros, a good family game, and seeing if I can get them to move for even better margins that way. I'm thinking about actually dedicating a video to how much I can end up squeezing out of these three regular Switch consoles. I got really surprisingly good feedback when I did that for some Switch Lites, so if that's something you guys would like to see, definitely hit the like button, let me know in the comments. I'm asking for a lot of comments today, aren't I? That'll be the last one, I think. Let me know if that's something you want to see. Honestly, the more I talk about it, the more I like the idea, so I'm probably just going to do it either way. But anyway, enough about all this stuff. I'm also going to get into this video, what sold for me on Amazon and eBay over the weekend. Some orders, doggy? Huh? You want to? Let's go. Come on, let's go. It's this way. Come on. Well, it's Monday morning now, and this weekend ended up being a really good weekend for sales. Overall, I think 70 plus orders, which is even better than last weekend. I didn't really think that it would get better. I thought it'd be kind of downhill from there, but really stoked with those results. I can't show everything because some of it was retail arbitrage and stuff, and well, you guys get that. But yeah, let's pull some orders. First, we've got another copy of Ghost in the Shell. This I got for a few bucks, and it just sold for 20 with free shipping. Then I sold these pink and purple DC casual sneakers. Bought these at a thrift store for 6 bucks, and they just sold for 20 plus shipping. Sold this copy of Digimon Adventure. It's new and sealed, but it only went for 11 bucks with free shipping, so not the best deal on that. I probably paid a couple bucks for it. Then I sold this set of tailor-made irons here. This was another consignment club deal with my uncle. It sold for 90 bucks plus shipping. Turns out I also sold the other copy of Digimon Adventure that I had for the same price. Then I actually had 4 hat sales this weekend, which is pretty nice. This was the best one. This is the California Angels. So I believe this is actually before they were called the Anaheim Angels. So that's kind of a cool piece of history. This sold for 45 bucks with free shipping. Because hats go first class, I always put free shipping on them because I know I'm not going to be paying more than, 4 or 5 bucks to ship. This is a Bulls 3-peat hat that sold for 20 bucks with free shipping. Waikola Beach Course. This is a really cool, like, floral, you can see hat, nice and vintage. That sold for 25 with free shipping. And this last one, St. Louis, just sort of a generic. It is vintage, but like mesh, not the highest quality, so that sold for 13 with free shipping. All right, the next item is a couple of these nice fleece Duluth sweatshirts. I lotted them up, and they weren't worth a ton on their own, but together, oh, this purple and blue one ended up selling for 20 bucks plus shipping. Then the last thing that sold was this. Let's see if I can get it here. Ugh. This Red Bulls three-peat shirt. Nice and vintage, 90s logo 7. It sold for 30 bucks with free shipping, and that'll go first class as well. Then my sales that were stored in here included the Division 2 Tom Clancy for PS4. That sold for 12 bucks with free shipping. Perfect Dark sold for like $10.50 with free shipping. That guy, you can see the label's pretty crappy. That's why I didn't go on Amazon with that. And Pokemon Leaf Green version in the box with the manual and poster and everything sold for 70 bucks, which is a nice price to get for that. Then finally, the lovely Adidas 700 V3 Avlas sold. My first ever Yeezy flip. Sold for full asking price at 355 bucks. I paid, I think $220 for them, and there are no fees on high-end sneakers on eBay, so really stoked about that margin. Then the last thing that just sold as I was bringing everything in is these two Duluth vests. Same thing, lotted them up, and they sold for 30 bucks plus shipping. Well, friends, it's like 4 hours later. I finally got all my RA and OA stuff packed up, and now it's time to start tackling my 21 merchant-fulfilled Amazon orders. Well, my apologies for this horrendous mess, but this is everything that's sold on Amazon. Let's start out down here. I'm kind of running out of space is why it's so messy. Sold this Wii with Wii Sports fairly quickly for 200 bucks, so that is a tidy profit on that. Then coming up here, Nintendogs and Cats sold for $28, which is a nice price on that. You can see what I got it for there. Hopefully they won't really hold it against me because maybe I'll scrub it off. I probably should. The Incredible Hulk here sold for $19. Got that for, I think, 2 or 3 at a pawn shop. Then this whole Wii Fit board, this actually got returned because the buyer bought it by a mistake the first time. That's what all this is about. I'm going to have to try to scrub that off as well. But this sold again for, looks like, $45, so a little bit less than last time. That's a little unfortunate. But then we have Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Duel Academy, which was more valuable than I expected. It sold for $32, so happy about that. We have Mutant. This is one of the worst Switch games, from what I can tell. It just looks terrible, even on the back, and it's one player. But anyway, got this online arbitrage for $5, and it just sold for $21. Dynasty Warriors. Oh, I don't think I pulled that. But Dynasty Warriors 8, you can see for the PS4, sold for $19. Then let's see, we got Midnight Club 3 Dub Edition Remix. Really good sale here, $62 I pulled for that guy, which is a fantastic price. Similar thing with Mario Galaxy here, $20 for that. Normally it is hardly even worth reselling. So that's really good. This, you can't see it. It's a disc-only copy of Animal Crossing for the GameCube. So as you may expect, that went for $70. Super inflated right now. Then the next listing is this right down here. Had to pull everything off of it because it's so cool looking. Check out this massive Yoda Lego set. So that set actually came from a local video game and Lego store near me. They've been having a stream most days, like a live stream on Facebook, just to try to keep inventory flowing, keep the lights on in the place. And I always try to support local when I can. So I was looking up some sets that they had for sale to see if any of them had much resale value, if I could, support them at all. And this one seemed like a really great deal. It was $70. And it's brand new, sealed and everything. And so put it on Amazon and it sold in a couple days for $166. So I should profit. I don't know what shipping is going to be on it, but I think I'm due to make around $55 profit on that, which I am more than happy with. Then some of the last things that sold here were this disc-only copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 for $23. This Harry Potter for the Game Boy Color that sold for $13. And last but definitely not least, this Pearl Pink regular 3DS normally goes for around $110, $120, maybe $130. In very good condition, sold for $212 in the used buy box. So the moral of this story, for those of you who do sell on Amazon, is some of the used buy boxes right now are really crazy. Oftentimes even higher than new product. So pay attention to what the buy box is when you're listing your products, and if they're in good condition and everything, oftentimes you can get much more than they're really worth because of just how Amazon's algorithm works. Okay, a few more last Amazon sales that were on the other page. This is Grand Theft Auto 4, that sold for $18. This sold for $24. Rock Band also sold for somewhere in the 20s, I forgot. World of Final Fantasy for the Vita sold for $15. And last but not least, sold a couple more Gujitsus for $21. Well, folks, it's 4 o'clock and just got all my orders packed up and ready to go. I'm going to get those labeled, get to the post office, and probably call it a day. I may edit this, we'll see. But anyway, thank you guys as always for coming along. It's been kind of a crazy weekend. Consider subscribing if you hadn't already. That would be really great. I just hit 1,000 subscribers, so a deep thank you to everybody who helped me get here, and expect a video, kind of a celebration video on that, in the next week or maybe 2. I'll try to crank that out. But yeah, I will catch you guys on the flip. On the flip.